Welcome to this drawing tutorial where you'll learn how to create a detailed and realistic drawing of a squirrel, step by step. Grab your pencils and let's get started. We start by sketching the basic shape of the squirrel. Begin with an oval for the body and a smaller circle on the left for the head. We draw simple lines for front and hind legs which are visible just to establish their placement. We will refine them further later once we have a clearer view of other parts. We also outline the ears and the beginnings of the squirrel's nose. The ears are small, pointed ovals at the top of the head, and the nose is a curved line extending from the head. Let's add facial features. The nose is a small triangle at the tip of the nose, darkening the ears slightly to match the current darkness of the face. The mouth is a short line just below the nose. Darken the mouth for visibility. We add whiskers now, light and slightly curved. Add highlights to the eyes, making them appear bright and lively. This small touch will add a lot of character to the drawing. The ears are detailed further by adding inner shapes to give them depth. This should make the ears look more three-dimensional. Return to the face and detail further by creating darker and small hairlines to give an impression of soft hairs and darker look. We take a look at the entire face to ensure all proportions are accurate. Any adjustments required are made to the face. We now focus on the facial features, ensuring that the eyes, nose, and mouth are perfectly aligned and proportioned. We move on to the body by starting to sketch the small hairlines on the body. Slowly we start to cover the entire body, like this, to display the coat of fur on the squirrel's body. We now move on to detailing the limbs. Add small rounded shapes at the ends of the hind leg for the paws, with a slight curve to indicate the toes. We mark some patches on the front leg where there are marks. Then we shade the remaining part lightly. We repeat the same process for the whole limb. After basic sketch, we revisit the limb for any dark shade required and sketch it. We sketch each finger separately here, with the space below the finger being a little darker as shadow. We also darken the outline of the hand. We repeat the process on the other limb as well, drawing small hairs as well. To indicate fur on the hand, we darken the fingers for the part which is facing downwards as well as for the shadows. We create the hairlines on the body which are pointing slightly upwards. This creates a view of softness at the back of the squirrel. Focus again on the fur, especially around the back and sides of the body. Add more texture to suggest the thickness of the squirrel's coat. Continue refining the body shape. Smooth out any rough edges and ensure that the proportions of the body are balanced. At this stage, we focus on refining the lower body of the squirrel, particularly the hindquarters. The lines are smoothed out to define the shape, ensuring the muscles and contours are accurately represented. The hind legs are given more attention, with careful detailing of the muscles and the fur texture. Shading is applied under the legs to create a sense of depth and weight, anchoring the squirrel to the branch of the tree. Next, we refine the hind paws, adding small lines to represent the toes and claws. This step brings more realism to the limbs, making them look more natural and detailed. We continue working on the lower body, ensuring that the proportions are balanced and that the fur texture remains consistent across the hindquarters and legs. The tail is given more detail. Start adding texture by drawing short, quick strokes along the tail's curve. This will help convey the fur's fluffy appearance. Continue shading the tail. Use the same short strokes to add shadows where the tail curves, emphasizing its volume. The tail gets attention with more texture added to make it look full and fluffy. The strokes should follow the natural flow of the tail's curve. We continue adding more texture to highlight its fluffiness. The strokes are quick but deliberate, following the natural curve of the tail. We add more texture to the tail, ensuring it looks full and fluffy. We refine the facial features further, adding more detail to the eyes and nose to make them stand out. The ears are given final touches, with shading added to give them more depth and realism. The overall drawing is reviewed once more, with any last-minute adjustments made to ensure the squirrel looks as natural and realistic as possible. We finalize the details, adding any small adjustments. This is a chance to correct any minor errors and ensure everything looks cohesive.